Oh, well, lovely, Aisha. I certainly know Martha Stewart, but A for effort.
A for effort is, how about you, Joe? I mean, are you taking some pointers over here?
I can cook 2 dishes really well.
2 dishes? Which
Yeah.
is rice and eggs.
No,
No.
it doesn't include maggie me either. But we'll get all your cooking tips because we do have the real Martha Stewart waiting in the wings, and she joins us right after these messages.
Yes, bring out your notebooks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this.
The Celebrity Apprentice.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. It's 9:10 a.m. and of course, for those of you who've been waiting expectantly, yes, we've been teasing it throughout the whole week right here on The Breakfast Show. Yes, for those of you who are big fans of Martha Stewart, the show, the brand, and anything to do with Martha Stewart, how does she find the energy to cook and decorate and be gregarious and vivacious? All these questions will be answered right here, right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to The Breakfast Show this morning, Martha Stewart.
Woohoo!
Hey.
We don't have a live audience, so we don't have people clapping.
Yeah, but we would. I think the first thing a lot of our viewers want to know is how in the world have you ended up in Malaysia? What prompted you to visit?
Well, I've always wanted to go to Borneo. Ever since I was a child, I wanted to come to Borneo. And I have this fascination with orangutan. And nature. And so I decided that it would be such a wonderful visit. And I also have this new philosophy as one gets older, one decides how you're going to spend your time. And so all I want to do is go to places I've never been before.
Right.
And I don't want to ever repeat where I go necessarily. And so here I am in Malaysia and really enjoying the country.
All right. How's the weather so far? That's the first thing
well, it's just a little warm, but I'm used to that. New York, it's very hot these days.
I see, I see. Well, hopefully the humidity is going down well with you as well.
It's okay.
Now, I've been reading your tweets online, and you've done a lot of eating, because that's what we do. We eat a lot in Malaysia.
I know. Well, I was told that the first greeting you get is, "Have you eaten?"
Yes.
Pretty much.
And we have been asked that question every 2 hours since we've arrived, and we eat every 2 hours. And it's like being force-fed the most delicious food in the whole world.
And we've got a bit of a policy here. You got to try at least a little bit.
Oh, you do. You do.
Definitely.
I learned that right away. It's very polite to take a little bit of everything, and it's also okay to send back a little bit of everything.
Ah, yes, that's what.
At least as long as you try it. Now, what are some of the things that you've sampled? You've been here for all of 24 hours.
Oh
now.
gosh, well we had when we arrived we had high tea with your beautiful queen, and she had quite a assemblage of her friends and this Songhet makers of the beautiful silks and woven cloth, and we had a formal high tea, which was comprised of everything. I mean, a little bit of everything, and it was all very deliciously prepared. Then we went on to a dinner, and then we had snacks, and we've had, yesterday we were in Melaka, and we had the most delicious lunch at the Cafe Botanical. And I finally had my crab, the crab that I love so much, the honey pepper crab.
Ah, finally.
Oh, and you can almost eat the shell. It's so tender. It's crispy but tender, and we loved that. I ate quite a few pieces.
Excellent, excellent.
Is it perhaps something, the honey pepper crab, something you might have on your show when you do your
Well, I don't
episode
know if we
in
can get those crabs. I don't think we can get that specific kind of crab, which makes that so delicious. But we do have a restaurant in New York called the Fatty Crab.
Right.
And Zach Palacio, he's here with us. And
Excellent.
he's traveling around tasting and getting new foodstuffs for his restaurants. And his crab is very good too. So maybe we'll have him do that crab.
All right, we'll have a crab cook-out and we'll see who comes out on top. That's interesting.
Now let's just go back to the very beginning, Martha. Now a lot of people who look up to you today are not quite sure how you began, because you actually have a degree in architecture.
Exactly.
And architectural history.
History.
Yes, architectural history. And from college, I went on to go to a brokerage firm, a research brokerage firm on Wall Street. And I fell in love with business. I really liked learning about how a business is made, how it's run. And so when I wrote my first book in 1982, I think it was, you know, before you were born. Probably.
Oh, no, no.
I'm not going to qualify that.
Look at the smile on the face, my goodness. You flatterer, you flatterer.
But anyway, when I wrote my first book, I realized that really my interest was in the home, in living, in lifestyle, in all the areas that revolve around the home. So it's everything from rites of passage, like births and raising children and getting married, and to gardening and entertaining. So we started a magazine, and I kept writing books. Every year I wrote another book, which and they were all bestsellers, and we've now published more than 70 books.
Yes, the Martha Stewart
library.
Wow, the Martha Stewart brand is truly an international brand as well, and of course it's a long time coming from your first book, Entertaining.
Oh yes,
that was a bestseller as well. But,
oh yes.
But here's the thing, you started off in a brokerage firm, and now you are America's ultimate goddess. What a big switch! And how did you learn all this?
Well, I've constantly learned. I think if you want to be a good teacher, you have to learn something new every day. So that's why I come to Malaysia, because I can learn a whole new culture, a whole new way of living, a whole new repertoire of delicious recipes. And in a short period of time, I'll be here like 9 days. I will learn so much in 9 days that I can then take back and reflect upon, teach, adapt to our way of living. And I got some of those beautiful fabrics, and I can't wait to set a table.
Excellent.
Yeah, you know, so there's all kinds of great stuff that goes on, and so that's really it's about learning something new all the time, practicing, being. I'm an apprentice. I'm the world's most avid apprentice. I will watch a great chef cook something. I will know how to cook it, because I can learn from watching, and I can work with a gardener and know how to plant. That's how I teach myself.
Yeah, you know, but you know, so many people look up to you today as not only the ultimate homemaker but the ultimate businesswoman. But was there, despite being, you know, an apprentice, was there that one person that you looked up to as a young girl?
My teachers, all my teachers, and I had a great batch of teachers from kindergarten all the way through college. And I would latch on to one specific teacher every year.
Were you a teacher's pet?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, of course I was a teacher's pet. Oh, no, that was the best thing to be. And my teachers would come home to my house for lunch and sometimes for dinner. And after I left grammar school, I stayed in touch. My parents were both teachers also, and I learned to respect their job and what they were trying to do. So many children nowadays don't respect their teachers.
Agreed.
And if you respect your teacher, you can get a lot out of a teacher. They know a lot, and they just want a student that wants to learn. That's all they want. Teachers really want to teach.
Because they only joy in life.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, now let's talk about perception here. I mean, of course, welcome to our little corner here in the world. Before you came here, though, what was your perception of Malaysia in general?
Well, I didn't know. I had no idea, other than it was a country that had been taken over by the Portuguese, by the Dutch, by the English, by the Japanese. You know, it's a turmoil. You know, that's kind of a turmoil. And I wanted to see the diverse population here, and you have so much. You have so many different ethnic groups that make your country so interesting, and I'm fascinated with that. I love to see how people adapt to a new geographical location too.
All right. I mean, New York's not as different. It's just as cosmopolitan.
It's a melting pot also. Oh yeah, New York's a big melting pot, but not not, but it's different, very different from here.
Yeah?
And and I think it has to do, of course, with climate, with the kinds of businesses that you're involved in. I was so happy to learn about your microchip business and about your electronics businesses, your palm oil business. I want to go to a palm oil plantation.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you learn quite a few things.
Yeah. Oh, yes, you will.
I'm never able to put that onto your
I can just
already
imagine
packed
Martha's
itinerary.